Autumn has arrived and we're just starting to feel it. This is usually about the time I emerge from my crypt after summer is ended. The sun doesn't like me much, so living like a vampire has become old hat. Autumn is also the time when we run around like lunatics catching up on the work we've left to the last minute. You can tell the weather's changing because the cats are starting to eat and sleep more, which I didn't think was possible. We've had a few days of chilly weather, which reminded us we needed to order heating oil since the tank was almost empty. We use both wood and oil to heat the chateau in the wintertime, but our wood boiler is kind of a beast to use, so we have the oil as a backup.
It's a gorgeous day. There's a lot of gardening to do, so much to do. Today's a super dry day, so we have a little tiny window to get some mowing done. And Lincoln is trying to figure out if the tractor is going to start or not. I don't want to get electrocuted.
No, well, something we used to do when I was younger, it seemed to work, was if you rev the engine here, sends more volts. It's more likely to start if you're revving the engine here.
So basically we need a new battery for the tractor.
We definitely needed a battery.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is a temporary
Right.
fix. I mean, when is the last time we even mowed?
It's been a couple months, I think.
It's been like 2 months, yeah.
It's really hard to get a connection on here.
Well, this didn't work, so we ended up using the trickle battery charger and were able to mow the following day. It was time to get my onions inside and stored away, another thing I've been meaning to do for weeks. I just wish I had grown more onions. We seem to go through so many of them. I save these little baskets that fruits and vegetables come in. Then I'll just store the extra onions in a cool, dark place until I need them.
Lincoln has given the kids his illness, whatever it was, cold flu thing, so they've been dying for split pea soup. I thought, why don't I just try to make a fire out here, cook it out here, and then I can do my garden stuff. Trying to multitask here because there's just no time to do anything. It's almost too hot for soup, but the weather's just been incredible. We have a plum tree that needs cut down. It's just too big, and we're gonna have to say goodbye to that. Hopefully this fire will stay lit and I can get my soup going.
The one ingredient I was missing was celery. I thought I had some decent stalks in the garden, but I was wrong, so I had to go without. Split pea soup is traditionally made with a ham bone, which I didn't have lying around, so I used fatty bacon. Lately we've been eating way less meat, and I often make a vegetarian version of this with homemade vegetable stock and, of course, no bacon.
I underestimated the amount of time it actually takes to build the fire to get to the ash, which is really the part that you want over here. I'll get there.
Whenever I roast a chicken, I always make chicken stock out of the carcass. It's super easy and I always keep some in our freezer. It's completely different from anything you can find in a regular store. In the spring, I planted these beautiful yin-yang beans, and I was disappointed to find out the package only contained 3, and this was my yield. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do with 17 beans. I could invite 17 people over and feed them 1 bean each, or I just need to keep transplanting them until I have enough to actually make something with them.
We do have fruit trees growing against this wall, and I've sort of, over the past couple years, espaliered them.
And that's basically just training the branches of a fruit tree to grow against a wall.
These are pears, and there are some peaches, which this one is sad looking. And then there's this big giant one that's kind of gotten out of control. I think it's an Asian plum. I can't remember what it's called, but it's the same tree as this massive one right here, which we're going to cut down. And I know people are like, don't cut the tree down. But the fruit it bears is just not something that we're going to use. So I'd much rather have this real estate free for apples. The whole plan is to have some espalier apples here, eating apples, and then maybe a greenhouse in this area. So this tree is going to come down at a later date. You know, it sporadically bears fruit, and when it does, it's like the birds get them and they're tiny, and it's just really not worth it for us. So this tree will come down. Look at all that nice space now.
Are we gonna have to take the roots out?
Yeah.
We now have a Wi-Fi signal in the garden, and thanks to Google, I can look up whatever type of caterpillar this is. This one's hanging out on the fennel and will turn into this, a black swallowtail butterfly, in about 9 to 18 days. It's really time-consuming filming one of these casual cooking segments. I don't know if I have it in me. I can't imagine cooking and filming something super elaborate.
I'm pretending I'm a donkey.
How is it?
It's nice. Huh? It's very luxurious.
Our biggest dilemma was trying to figure out how we lay the gravel around the tree. Was it going to be curvy or a gentle turn?
I think it's too curvy here.
Too curvy?
Yeah. They're not using their trail. Oh, now they're using it.
Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, and if you have something to say, leave us a comment.